You may not have heard yet of this man, Mehmet Aydin, who in January 2019 entered Interpol's most wanted list with a requested prison sentence of 75,000 years for stealing using data systems, bank or credit institutions, fraudulent theft as a manager of a company, founding an organization to commit a crime, money laundering, and tax evasion. In August 2016, he founded a company named Aydin Bank, which translates to Farm Bank, and was the mastermind behind a Ponzi scheme that was considered one of a kind in Turkey. Born on May 31, 1991 in Turkey, he grew up poor, had worked as a dishwasher, and then started making rap music under the pseudonym Ego Man. Aydin, who was 26 years old at the time, created an online scheme inspired by a social media game called Farmville.
For those of you too young to remember, Farmville was a casual farming simulation game released on Facebook in 2009. Players would take care of their digital parcel, seed, harvest, have animals, and most importantly, customize and style their farms to express themselves. The game was free to play, and users could make in-game purchases and buy custom items for their farm, or do things like skip waiting times.
Aydin had successfully collected over 1 billion Turkish liras, around 131 million US dollars, from more than 132,000 people, and then fled the country in 2018. He lured his victims into investing their money in virtual animals and crops, as he promised them high rates of return by directing the money raised into an actual agricultural investment. But as it turned out, he was basically running a Ponzi scheme. So what is a Ponzi scheme? Actually, it's quite a simple operation. Gamers would give Aydin their money to invest, and Aydin give them back a consistent return. But what they didn't know is that Aydin Bank was giving them back a small portion of their initial investment and disguise it as a return. So, on paper, the gamers have their money invested in Aydin's firm and get a healthy return, but in reality, Aydin didn't invest a dime. Instead, the money would go straight to his own bank accounts to support his lavish lifestyle, as well as paying back old gamers, as evidently he would run out of money, so he would then move on to the next victim, and so on. And that's how he succeeded in collecting such an amount. It was later reported that Aydin Bank made payments to some 63,000 people, amounting to 511 million liras, or 59 million US dollars, whereas the remaining amount was transferred to the bank accounts Aydin and his wife held in northern Cyprus. Local media claimed that Aydin sold his shares in the company in December of 2017. On January 9, 2018, the company had suspended accepting new users. On January 16th, Aydin said investors' money could not be paid back on time, as the banks refused to work with his company after the multiple complaints. Angry investors took to Facebook to discuss the latest developments and possible legal action. Some of them claim they even took out loans to play the game. This resulted in attracting the government attention. They launched an investigation into the company. Assets were seized, including more than 1,000 cattle from a dairy farm. The Aydin family's lawyer told local newspaper that Aydin fled to Uruguay and started a construction company. Turkey issued a red notice for Aydin, who was also added to Interpol most wanted list in 2019, and contacted every country where Aydin was allegedly seen, including Uruguay, Brazil, Panama, Honduras, Canada, and Ukraine. Upon notification that Aydin was reportedly seen in Brazil, his extradition was requested from Brazil in June 2018. The request was repeated in February as well. After being on the run for 3 years, he was extradited to Turkey late on July 3, 2021. Aydin, who surrendered to the Turkish consulate in Sao Paulo, was arrested and handcuffed at the Istanbul airport, then was taken by Interpol, where he was questioned for 4 days. He is expected to appear before the Istanbul Anatolian court along with 20 defendants that were involved in the scheme on September the 14th of this year.